It's just gone lunchtime. This is All Angles here on eNCA. Good afternoon. I'm Masakho Rahlaga. So it is that time of the day when we give you an update on how far some of the stories we've been following for you throughout the course of the day have advanced. Here's your lunchtime update. Our reporters have been out and about bringing us the latest news on our top stories. I'm joined now by Slindelo Masigane in the Bloemfontein High Court. And we've got Ronald Masinda at the Alice campus of Hare University in the Eastern Cape. And Heidi Jokos is in Johannesburg for us. Lee, let me start with you. Of course, the Bloemfontein High Court dismissing Dr. Nandipha Magudumana's application with cost. She wanted her arrest declared unlawful. What has been the reaction to the judgment so far?
Lots of reaction to the judgment in terms of, the Home Affairs Minister and the NPA welcoming the judgment. Of course, they will be breathing a sigh of relief in terms of that judgment and what it means, because you would remember that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana was asking for the court to set aside not only her arrest but legal proceedings against her that she's facing in the magistrates' court. But Judge Philip Lopsa, while in essence really agreeing with Magudumana in her application that in fact this was a extradition disguised as a deportation. He says the fact that rather she did not protest, that she agreed to coming home. In fact, what officials were saying in their affidavits as well was that she had in fact requested to come back home. She wanted to come back home because she's a mother and that she has children. And so, of course, we have been able to speak to her lawyers, who we understand at this hour are on their way to Kroonstad to get instructions. There's a possibility that, of course, she can launch an appeal, but at this stage she remains behind bars, and she, of course, will now have to look at her other options in terms of how she wants to continue her fight for freedom. Let's just take a listen then to that judgment.
In the present case, I have no hesitation in finding that the applicant was well aware at the time of her handing over of the charges that could be leveled against her upon her arrival in South Africa. She nevertheless consented to her removal from Tanzania to South Africa because she wanted to be with her children. At the very least, she had willingly acquiesced to her transportation back to South Africa. Based on the decisions of the Appellate Division in the cases of December and Mahala, to which I have referred, and which cases I am bound to follow, I therefore find that the application cannot succeed. I make the following order. The application is dismissed with costs, including the costs of 2 counsel where so employed by respectively the 1st to 3rd respondents and the 6th respondent.
All right, Ronald, let me come to you. There's been major damage to property at the Hare University after a protest on its Alice campus overnight. Tell us about those who've been arrested.
Well, Masakho, as we heard from the University of Hare spokesperson JP Rood earlier, he says that the arson and the attack on campus may have been politically motivated, and that among the 12, some of them are students connected to the politics here on campus, while others are not even registered students. Now, what we also know at this stage is that some who have maybe involved in this attack are people who will be contesting for the SRC elections that are expected to take place on, or rather in September. But that doesn't mean, Masakho, that students are not facing challenges here on campus. They did mention the issue of exam timetables, some of them saying that they have a quick turnaround in terms of writing papers per day, and that they feel that this could be problematic for them during the exams. Of course, the exams were scheduled to start today, but other challenges faced on campus, the issue of students are saying that they want living allowances and that they cannot afford food, let alone, write exams on empty stomachs. Others saying that their living conditions have been appalling. They've been complaining about issues of not having reliable Wi-Fi network, as well as others saying that they have to use cold showers during a very cold winter season. But according to JP Rood, they've been engaging with students, and that this timetable, the issue of the timetable was flagged a while ago, and that students had enough time to say whether or not this would have been a problem leading up to the exams. But according to JP Rood, the 12 that will be appearing in court are facing suspension, those who are students at least, while they might also face the prospect of expulsion if they are found guilty of these actions. Let's take a listen to what he had to say further.
We have confirmed that the individuals that are arrested are students with ties to political organizations, political organizations at the university, but very importantly, individuals who are actually not students who participated in the violence yesterday on our campus. So these individuals will be appearing in front of the magistrate in Alice tomorrow morning.
All right, Heidi, let's come to you in Johannesburg now. You've been out and about since early this morning just to figure out how things are looking on Johannesburg roads and how motorists are coping with either load shedding, potholes, etc. Can you give us your experience?
It's a mess, Maseko. That's what I can say to you in a nutshell. Most of the roads have massive potholes. A lot of the roads are closed off because of infrastructure repairs that are currently happening. We've been mostly in the Roodepoort area. If you remember correctly, last year, December, we had severe flooding here in Johannesburg, and there have been roads that have been completely washed away and damaged because of those floods. Exactly 6 months later, and still nothing has been done. I'm going to ask my colleague Mohammed to just show you this one particular road here in Roodepoort, Little Falls. It's the Hendrik Potgieter Road. It's a very busy intersection and it has been closed for 6 months. We're not talking about a week. June will mark 6 months since those floods happened and the road was severely damaged. We do know that there were issues with a contractor and a new contractor's
All right, it looks like we're breaking up with Heidi Jokos, but let's just take a listen to what one of the people that she's been speaking to while she's been on the road told her today.
We had a terrible rain and that road collapsed totally. It meant to be happening, but it only happened in December because there was a pipe underneath that where the water went to, and they stole that pipe. And then there was no support for that road to hold, so then it collapsed, and since then we're staying like this. I mean, this is a double road, there's a school, there's a shopping centre, everybody is can't make business because the GPS taking you around that corners instead of come and fix our road. It's a double road. I'm staying here for 25 years and that's what happened here.
Okay, and then why did you find the need to take it upon yourself to get guys to come?
Because I'm staying in this neighborhood and it looks terrible. If I'm driving down the road and I turn in my street and I look at this, guys, come on, we in South Africa, we need to work together. But this is not happening. I mean, what happened to all the money? Why can't they fix the road? Why they need billions to fix the road? Just to put pipes down, put tar, and then that thing is right again. Then we can use this road again. Now we need to walk miles around the corner to get to the shop.
Right, well, that was your eNCA lunchtime update from all angles with reporters Heidi Jokos, Ronald Masinda and Slindelo Masigani. Thank you very much, team.